Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. What is up? YouTube, it's your boy Pizza Maker 8000 back with another Toontown rant open discussion video for you guys. Now, I wanted to make this video today because tomorrow I'm getting my tonsils out, so I'll be out of work for 2 weeks. I don't know if I'll be able to talk or how everything's going to be, so I want to go ahead and make this video before I can't make a video possibly for 2 weeks. I don't know how it's going to be, but before I even get into the video, I thought it was pretty funny on my last video when I was recording. I was like, as I was ranting, I switched through my OBS and I ended up actually switching to my camera one. Is that one with no camera and one with the camera? And you could see my face in the corner at like the 3.5 minute mark. You can only see my face like halfway. My camera's upside down, just sitting here on my desk. You can just see my hands flaying around and shit. And I was on my lunch break recording that video, so I didn't have time to remake it. So I was like, fuck it, I just gotta upload it like this. But I thought that was pretty funny. But so with what I'm about to say, I already know there's gonna be a lot of controversy going on within, within the video. So the main thing about this is people are gonna just be upset that I'm, speaking what I think is true. So basically, I don't see Toontown as a whole lasting more than 5 years. Now, the reason I say this is because, well, there's a couple different reasons, all right? So I would like people when I say this to like think with an open mind. Not everybody's just like, oh my god, no, Toontown will never die. I won't like shut the fuck up and just think with an open mind on what the reality is of people who own these servers and how everything is going. So like I'm saying, bro, so basically when I logged on to the Cartoon Fest, whatever the hell it was called on Toontown, and of course, it was probably like a bad time of day to log on and see a population number because it wasn't peak hours. Assuming I know what the fuck peak hours are for Toontown written, I don't know, but I would assume it's probably not, 2 Eastern my time. So I would say probably like 4, 5, something, 3, 4, 5, somewhere around that time. So it's a little earlier than peak, but the average was there was 1,000 people online. So when I logged on, I was like, what? I was like, 1,000 people with this brand new update that everybody loves to throw a goddamn cream pie at a dude in a dunk tank? I was like, 1,000 people? So that caught me off guard. And I was thinking like, okay, so let's just say with the update, at peak time, they're pulling in probably, 1,500? Which is nowhere near. We used to think like, oh yeah, Rewritten has 4,000 players. Rewritten has 3,000 players. But like, if they're down to 1,500s, of course they're more than Clash because like, what's Clash at? Probably like 200 something. Yeah, 204, a little smooth 200. So I couldn't imagine, like, Rewritten's only at, like, 12, 13, 1400. So that was already a shock to me. So with that being said, I'm not just gibbering. Let me get to my point. With that being said, I just don't think that Toontown Rewritten, with the amount that they update, we know TTR doesn't update much at all. With the amount that they update, I feel like the people who play it, as much as I preach it, as much as people are, hardcore behind Toontown Rewritten, and they're like, no, this game is the best Toontown server, shut the fuck up, Pizza Maker. People are starting to realize, like, yo, damn, there's like nothing you can do in this game. I saw Megastar make a video, and he's like, yo, what else can we do on Toontown? He's like, you can fight cogs in a building, you can fight cogs on the street, in a factory, in a boss battle, but once you've done that shit 20, 30, 40, 50 times, what else is there to do? He's like, what are you gonna fish? The boring ass click and drag fishing, the piece of shit go-kart racing that you can't even hit the boost because you run to the fucking wall. Like, what? There's nothing really that's exciting that you can play past, like, a good what? Like, even me at 105, I haven't even beat, I just started DDL, and I've had this account for like 2 years now. A little over 2, I'd say like 2.5. Has it been 2.5? I don't know how long I had this motherfucking account, but it hasn't been that fucking long, and Rewritten's been out for, 7, 8 years, and I don't even play that much, and look how far I progressed. And this is the thing. It costs 20,000 on Clash to get your Gags Max. It costs 10 on Rewritten. So just think about half of that. Of course, we have Gag XP Friday and shit, but it only costs half of that to max out your Gags on Rewritten. So I don't know how people that have been playing this game for 7 years aren't maxed. Of course they're fucking maxed. They've played the game. They have 4 or 5 max tunes with max CEO, CFO, CJ, fucking VP, the whole 9. What is going to keep these players coming back? Like, for 5 years, like, people, like, I've even noticed in my Discord, people are starting to get bored of Toontown. Like, nobody plays as much as they used to. Nobody's really on like that. And it could just be a slump. But in reality, I just don't see that. Like, if Rewritten is the top of the top of the top of the Toontown food chain, and they're not pulling in the numbers nowhere near they used to. Probably like a third or maybe even a quarter of the numbers that they used to pull in. What's to say that these servers are going to survive another couple of years? Like, do we really think that Toontown Rewritten is going to outlast Toontown Online's time? Like, the time frame of Toontown Online? I just don't see it. And you could call me a hater, you can call me a dumbass, you know, X, Y, Z, all the names in the book. But I think people got to face reality and just think about it for a second. Like, what else can you do on Toontown? Like, no, don't get me wrong, I don't make excuses for Rewritten. They should have been updated that piece of shit game, but like, once we had, like, I would say in the next 3-4 years, you know, even if that, man, like, BoardBot will probably be out in the next 2 years, I would say. I'm sure VP will be, it's either going to be VP or CashBot probably in the next update is going to be revamped. So then you got one or the other, then you just got to do Boss Spot. And then, like, once you've revamped all the HQs and the Boss Spots and you have BoardBot out, what are they going to add to the game? Are they going to go the Broadway route and add bowling? How long do we think bowling's going to, like, not to say like that, but how long do you think bowling's going to keep people's attention? You know? It's just like, this game, there's not much you can add to a game like this. And I think people don't realize that. They're all just like, oh, man, shut the fuck up. This is my childhood. But in reality, there's really not that much. Like, once you've played one Toontown server, you've pretty much played them all. Like, if you've played Toontown Rewritten, you've played fucking Tooniversal. And you've played ODS. And you've played fucking... what the fuck is that server that shut down? They kept coming on. They were sleeping with each other. Some fucking all the rumors. Whatever. Infinite. You've played Infinite. And Clash is its own book. It jumped off the boat and did its own kind of thing. But for the most part, it's still the basis of Toontown. You're an animated cartoon character running around fighting cogs. Yes, Clash might have different gags and different XP level ups and shit like that, but for the most part, it's the same game. If you've done a VP on here, there might be a difference from here Rewritten, but it ain't that damn big that you've never played a VP. And I think people are just getting like tired of it in general and the numbers and everything. It just speaks for itself. I just don't see Rewritten or any Toontown server lasting 5 years, which puts me in a perspective of asking like shit like look at Broadway. I mean, not Broadway. Look at Mega Snoop. The biggest, he's pretty much the face of Toontown. Him, Smarky, all of them, they're the face of Toontown. Mega Snoop has like 25,000 subs. He'll upload a Toontown video. He'll get like 3,000, 2.4K in a day and a half. If he uploads anything else, it won't even crack 1,000 in 2 weeks. And that's not me shitting on him. He gets more views than me, of course. But my point is, what I'm saying is that the Toontown fans only watch Toontown. So for Toontown content creators like myself, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I don't. But for like Toontown content creators who like make YouTube their livelihood and their job, what are they gonna do? I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of shit. I kind of went on a little rant here, but I want to hear what you guys have to think. If you guys think that Toontown Rewritten is gonna outlast 5 years, or how long it'll last. If it does, if you do think it's gonna last 5 years, comment how long below. I want to hear what everybody thinks down below. But other than that, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Pizza Maker 8000.